Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. I'm going to be going over the trade that I ended up taking today and why I ended up taking it. Unfortunately, today I did end up losing, and yeah, that's sort of the main gist of it. But let's go over it anyway. So coming into market open, I was leaning. I could see the bullish side of things because overall we did manipulate into a higher time frame range and a higher time frame key level. So we could have started making a buy model now back towards all these draws, but overall was definitely still leaning bearish as we're just delivering from buy side, respecting bearish PDRAs and moving lower off of those bearish PDRAs. So with that in mind, pretty simple enough, higher time frame bias was definitely leaning a bit more bearish. And yeah, so with that in mind, let's have a look what market open did. So market ends up opening higher here. At this point, I was definitely willing to take a short if we got presented one, but unfortunately we ended up having this here, and this was a good short. But the thing is, what I didn't really like about this is that the S&P 500 made like a huge 5-minute gap, and the Nasdaq also had a 5-minute gap here. So I did want to see and set that 5-minute gap as my condition. If we were to start blitzing through this gap, I could potentially take a continuation, because obviously again was leaning more bearish, but overall could have seen the bullish side of things as well. So pretty simple. We're just going to use a disrespect versus respect moment, and then wait for a new range to form, and then take a continuation lower in the range, targeting this intermediate low that we have going on down here. Right. So with that in mind, we end up sort of edging stop loss here. I'm pretty sure this trade was actually saved by an SMT at the top here, and then we started displacing lower off of that, and boom, 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 boom. This is where I ended up getting my entry. So overall, if we're looking at this here, we come into this 15-minute fair value gap, and now at this point, it's simply for me just a disrespect versus respect moment, right? We've already inversed this 5-minute gap, and we've made a new bearish range, which is sponsored by the hourly gap above us here, to continue sending price lower if we do want to go lower. And how I tried to determine that was obviously marking out my range that I had going on here. And if we were to start to make a move higher off of this 15-minute fair value gap after resweeping the low inside of it, then this 3-minute fair value gap is sort of my condition now, because it is at a good area in the range. It's at 0.62 of the range, so it's in a premium of this range, which is where I want to be shorting from. And as you can see, we came into 0.62 and got a really, really clean reaction, and we had a 30-second inverse with a low-hanging fruit for my break-even, and then final draw was just the internal low right here. Right, so I ended up getting my entry on this trade right around here, just on this body candle closure. And then obviously, unfortunately, I just got caught in absolute chop. I ended up just chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping, and then just taking me out of my trade. Like, it was just really, really poor price action. It is what it is. What can you do about it? I would definitely count this as a statistical loss in my book, 100%. It's a range trade, sponsored range, good targets. We have a low-hanging fruit. We have disrespect versus respect. We have a narrative. And yeah, I mean, like, I would take this trade again if it did present itself. 9 times out of 10, these trades, or well, 8 times out of 10, these trades do play out. And at least bare minimum, I would say 9 times out of 10, they would go to break even. So, super unfortunate. Just got caught in the worst chop. Obviously, it was the second I entered, we just started moving completely sideways, which is just brilliant. Is what it is. What can you do about it? Definitely nothing to cry over. Statistical loss in my book. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's going to be it for today's trade recap, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will 100% reply to any of those. If you want to shout out to me personally, I will have my Instagram, TikTok, and Discord plugged in the bio of this video. You guys can go, feel free to check those out, shoot me a follow, or shoot me a DM on any one of those 3 platforms, and I will 100% respond with any trading related questions. Obviously, the goal with this channel is to continue documenting my entire journey of trading, we will obviously still be going even when we reach profitability. We still will be obviously pursuing with this channel and hopefully growing it into something a lot larger by then, which I'm super excited for. And yeah, thank God for these blessings every day, being able to chase these goals. And yeah, except for that, I will catch you guys in the next video. Hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And yeah, peace out.